Good morning, everybody. Wanted to do a quick walkthrough with you of Farming Tales. This is a newer game on the Wax platform. This is probably one of the more anticipated games that's coming out. It's not like any other game on Wax currently. A lot of the games on Wax, like Farmers World and Aliens World and things like that, are all just click and don't have a lot of content with them. The thing that changes with Farming Tales is they're building out a full 3D environment, similar to a lot of the stuff that's on Gala. It's actually something you can play. You can earn. There's a lot of potential to earn through Farming Tales, but they're in it for the long run, not a quick cash grab like some of the other games on Wax. So, they are currently in beta, dropped beta a little while ago, and they are pushing to get to what they call New Waxchester in early next year. Um, the game is essentially it's going to have two parts. It's going to have the farm, which you focus on, you build out, you produce the products on the farm, and then you're going to take it to the city, which comes out in early next year. New Waxchester, you take it there to either produce additional goods or sell your goods. Currently, right now, it's all focused on the farm side, which I'll show you here in 1 second. So we're with our products that we're harvesting, we're creating zest, which will eventually be staked for CBIT, CBIT, which will be in turn the currency in New Waxchester. All right. So in order to get to Farmer's Tales, you go to www.farmingtales.io. Once you're here, you go ahead and click on Play Now. And this is going to take you to the world. I'm going to do a quick walkthrough. All right, once you're in Farming Tales, you'll see the 3D environment. I'll try and go slow because I know some monitors have a little trouble keeping up. This is your farm. Essentially, you have over here you have the fishing pier. We have the hives, which you can make honey. And then you have the barn, which is not currently being used, but will eventually be used to put your products in. And if you keep going around, these sunflowers, nice addition, but they will be removed here shortly. We'll go over here on this side. This is your silo and your water towers. Then if you keep going, you have where they do their drops. For example, up here, they did the lumberjack drop and the fishing pier drop. And then over here is where you stake your lumberjack. Eventually, we're going to start seeing people in here. As I mentioned, this is in beta form, so it doesn't have a lot of the characters themselves. Over here is where you make your purchases. You press E, and you can purchase any of these. And as you can see, you'll be using SEST, SEST, to make purchases. And I'll show you a purchase here shortly. I just wanted to show you around first. And then this is the house, and you can actually go in the house, which I think will be used in the future. We won't go too far into that, but that'll be something that I think's down the road, where you can customize it, put furniture down. And then you have your farming, your overall farming. This is where for example, I have some goose shelters here. Animals will be coming in the future, in the near future. So right now you can't see them in there, but they are producing. Over here we have for the cows and the pigs and so forth. I have a few of those. And today I'll actually be buying a garden and placing a garden. So I'll show you how to do that. So what we want to do is we want to come back to the store. Running over there. I wish there was a sprint, but I think that would come in the future. Come over here. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to the common garden. I'm going to go ahead and purchase that and show you how to place that. Once you're in here, you just go ahead and click on it, and it purchases it for me. So you purchase complete. and you saw them go down by 6,000. So I'm going to run back over here to where I can stake it or place it, however you want to call it. And once you go here, click on E, and it gives you a full view of the overall areas where you can start placing your items. As I mentioned, I have the goose shelters here with 4 goose. This is an epic one. I'm sorry, a rare one with four geese. I also have common shelters with 2 geese. If you click on the geese themselves, you can harvest. Right now I'm counting down, so I'm not able to harvest those at this point. They're 2-hour timers on the geese. Over here I have the stables. All my stables are common right now. You have this entire space to fill up. Down the road, once I get this all filled up, I will switch to rare and epic shelters like I have with the geese here. For right now, I'm just trying to get them cheap so I can fill up my land and harvest. I have a sheep here, I think a cow here, and again, the cows are 1-hour timers. And you just click harvest. You can also use the mobile app called Taco. Taco allows you to harvest items on the go, so you don't always have to be in the 3D game in order to harvest. Uh, this is nice just from a visual perspective, but the convenience perspective, Taco is an easy way to do the harvesting. So as I mentioned, I just bought this common garden, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to place what I'm planning on doing is doing gardens down this whole row, trying to keep them separate. As you can see right now, it's green. That's where I can place it. If it go over here too far, it's red, so I won't be able to place it there. So let's go ahead and try and place it right here. Let's click on it, and there we go. It's placed. And right now in game, the only thing that the gardens are able to harvest are tomatoes. Down the road, there is a whole list of items, and I think gardens are going to be pretty important because there's a lot of items that can be produced by the items you harvest from a garden. So right now, for this garden, I'll only get 12 zest every 3 hours, which is actually one of the lowest ROIs. For example, a goose in 2 hours, you get 9. A cow in 1 hour, you get 5, and so forth. But I think down the road, the actual products you can produce with a garden are going to be invaluable because they can be used in so many items that actually create more income than just a goose egg. A goose egg can only be used in a few items. You can do, I think it's about 10 items in a garden that can be turned into about 20 different products, at least as of right now, according to the white papers. So since I have a good income through my geese, I have a ton of geese because geese is right now the best way to get into the game. It's most cost effective, and now I'm starting to diversify. Like I said, I've added sheep, goats, and cows. Now I'm adding gardens to it. Over the next month, I want to add 4 or 5 gardens here. I should say over the next couple of weeks, or 4 or 5 gardens, and then I'll continue to add additional stables with different animals there, trying to get a good variety of products that are produced. So that's how you place, and this is how you harvest in game. You do have the option to harvest all in game. If I go ahead and click back, if you go over here, this is the harvest all section. Keep in mind that when you harvest all, there is a small fee that goes along with it because it's saving you time. It's a convenience fee. Um, you have to pay both the food and water that you're, for example, geese. They eat food, so every time that you harvest a goose, it takes a little bit of your food away. It takes 9 items from your food away. So if you harvest all, it takes all that food and water that you would normally use, plus an additional 10% fee. So if I go ahead and click on E here, you'll see that it says, right now it says 40, it's a text change, it's actually 30. So you get the 20% food and water, that is normal. And then the additional tax to it if you click all, harvest all. I don't have anything to harvest right now, so I'm just going to click cancel. That is one option, especially if you have a lot of items. I'm not to the point where I use Harvest all that much. I still go through and I harvest them individually since I only have roughly about 22, 23 items. I can do it pretty quickly within 30 seconds on the Taco app. Uh, but in the future, once I actually fill up my whole farm, the harvest all is going to be invaluable. It's, and then in addition, I think they're planning on adding workers, where you can pay a certain fee and the workers will actually harvest your products for a certain period of time, 8 hours, 24 hours. I'm not sure the timing of it yet. They're still working through that, and that's not till Q1 of next year. But overall, uh, I think this is actually one of the wax projects that I'm most looking forward to. It's got the most long-term vision. As I mentioned, for example, like Farmer's World and some of the other ones, they seem to be very short-term focused. Get cash now, get ROI now. In a couple months, as we saw from Farmer's World, it went from being super high to now within the last month, it's dropped considerably. And I think that's because the way the game is designed, it's designed for a quick cash grab. I know they're looking at potentially making adjustments to that model, but as of now, Farming Tales is really they're looking at the long term and talking to the developers. They're not looking at the quick cash grab. They're looking at developing this beyond the farm, beyond the new Wax Chester to be a long-term game with a game focused first, where it is legit play to earn, where you can also earn from it. Very similar to a lot of the games that are in Gala. Gala, they are designing the games first. They're a game development company, which I think the developers for Farming Tales is also. At least that's the vibe I'm getting so far. I'm super excited. I'm actually putting a lot of my wax back into this to continue to grow my farm. So if you're looking for a game on the wax platform, Farming Tales is probably my highest recommended one right now. If you want to get started, I would recommend a goose shelter. You can either right now they're cheaper on Atomic Hub. Grab either a common or a rare, and then I would buy some assessed because it's actually cheaper to buy a goose in game rather than uh, through Atomic Hub. So just keep an eye on those prices. Uh, it's actually the easiest way to get in game right now. Then start earning some zest, and then you can grow from there. But overall, if I had to recommend any game on Wax, it would be Farming Tales right now. I'll continue to provide updates. I know today they're going to be doing an update that allows us to stake the peers that were just uh, sold this past weekend. On Sunday, they had a sale for a limited number of legendary peers, which is back here in this corner. They are no longer for sale through the game. They are only on the secondary market right now. And I think they sold 734 of those, so they will not ever be sold in game again. So if you want to grab one of those, I'd grab it on Atomic Hub while they're cheap because they are legendary NFTs, and they will be very important coming down the line for new Wax Chester. That's similar to the Lumberjack. Also won't be sold in game anymore and will be critical. The hives are also another legendary item that'll be important in new Wax Chester, just from a product perspective. But I believe that they're going to be doing additional mints and additional drops of those with the land, which we'll go into another video, the details on how to get all the NFTs together to make a land in order to get the hive and physical products. Um, but I hope this was a good walkthrough. I hope this gives you an idea of what uh, Farming Tales looks like, and hopefully you join and give it a try. I'll have additional videos about staking the pier and staking other items as they do updates to the overall environment. All right, thank you all, and I'll see you all later.